What's going on there, Strength family? Today we have back and shoulders, and what we're going to be working today for you guys is some traps. Now, there's some variations that people have done, and there's a lot of variations that I like to be able to build those traps up, but I'm going to give you one here that's kind of a superset mix. Normally, I'd go into a trap bar and some other ways of doing this, but this one's really, really nice. This is going to be a leaner mixed with kind of an upright row modification. So we're gonna really work on burning those traps. We'll get a little bit of shoulder work in this one, but we're also gonna kill the traps, all right? So this is how we're gonna start it off. Warm up, do your normal thing, do your warm-ups, maybe go hefty, and then this is gonna be kind of our midway with building up the traps. So what you're gonna do is, I got my dumbbells all ready to rock and roll here, and what you're gonna wanna do is, the lean, you guys can do this on a Smith machine. You can do it the same way that I got it set up here in the rack and be able to hang onto this bar. But the purpose of this is, I want to be able to, if you take, the dumbbells like what I have here or anything, when you try to pull, you're dragging up your body, and most of the time you'll feel yourself leaning forward, or you're going to take that shoulder and you're going to rotate that shoulder forward and start pulling here. You might have noticed in one of the shorts that I did, where I was holding a straight bar, and I was doing traps at the front, and I was sitting here crunching them this way. Just know this portion of it. Is it better than doing nothing at all? Yes, it's better than doing nothing at all. But when you rotate those hands forward and you start pulling here, you're really not working a whole lot of trap. Think of the traps as, like a wheelbarrow. So if you got something and you're pulling it up like a wheelbarrow, that's going to hit the traps a little bit more. That's why they make a trap bar. But also the fact that, think of where the meat and potatoes are of your trap. Are they all up front here when you roll forward and you're getting here? No, they're all back here. So you have to rotate that sucker back and be able to, pull that arm back and then pull up in that trap. So it's almost like pulling from back here. So we want to mimic movements like that, okay? So with this leaner, I'm going to hang on. I'm going to tip myself. Now my arm is going to hang dead from the shoulder. So it's perfect. Then what I want to do is I want to stretch it. So it'd be like doing bicep curls, and we're only doing bicep curls right here. Well, I want to get some of that stretch into the game, right? We want to work that whole muscle. So when you lean and you're here, you're going to be able to go straight up and down. Now, take the ear, put it towards that shoulder, and really get a good stretch in here, then go. That's one portion of it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take it, and from being right here, I want to take my shoulder and I'm going to roll it back. All right, so when I'm taking my hand, I'm actually clocking it open a little bit. So this is, my thumb's going to be pointing at maybe like 1 o'clock. So I'm going to be pulling from back here. So this is what we're going to do. Get your lean, nice and tall, head over to the back and up. Switch that bad boy around. Now you'll notice there's a lead with the elbow. As I'm going, imagine like you're trying to elbow somebody behind you. So when you come up, you'll get it, but when you throw that elbow back, you'll get a little extra crunch. Now the superset. Normally if you do an upright row, a lot of people go close. Remember, closer you are, you're working a little more trap. The wider you go, we'll start working into delts. With this one, following it as a superset, I kind of like pinkies on rings, but you have to play with your own width here. So we're going to be here. Don't fully rotate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to there. What do I mean by fully rotate? That's fully rotate. Nice thing with doing this, say you're getting ready to nail shoulders. Well, with an upright row, a lot of times people will go through and they'll use a lot of trap. You know, you'll use a lot of trap in the movement. Well, if you do something like this, where you've already kind of burning out the traps, and then you nail your upright row, you'll put a little more focus in the shoulder where you initially want it to be. All right, now you can play with your width. All we're trying to do is get more burn into those traps. We're trying to get more blood, more pump. Yay, more pump. And with that, that's the name of the game. That's what we're all looking for, right? So in the beginning, when I do trap bars, that's, more of the heavy weights. It'll be whatever, 315, 350, maybe go to 4 plates. But again, with traps, I notice it's more getting the movement than just like squeeze the shit out of it and then back down, squeeze the shit out of it. I find that getting that movement in there is a little bit more beneficial. There are points of get a good squeeze. I'm not going to argue that there isn't. But most of the traps that I notice, it's just getting that full range, just bop, 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 and really kind of working through it. So, we're going to nail it again. And like I said, with the upright roll portion of it, play with it. Put your hands a little bit closer. Like I said, this is more traps. Then as you slowly work out, we start getting into more shoulders. There's some shoulder stuff that I can show you guys as well. We'll get into that on another one. We're going to nail this one. Well, I started with the right. I'll start with the left. Whew. Oh, whoo! Definitely a lot more in that left than that right. Holy crap. If you don't follow through that rotation, if you can get the bar up a little bit higher, more at the nose or the eyes, you're going to pull more trap coming up. When the elbow breaks past the shoulder, to make things rise, is traps. Don't believe me? I'll show you a little thing to prove the fact. Okay, so prove the fact. All right, here you go. We all can do this. We'll backtrack that. All right, take your hands straight down by your sides, right? Almost like you're gonna flex your traps. Raw, no neck club. But say you do that. Say you flare your traps, right? So boom, flare the traps. Traps are flared, right? So right there. Now, try to do like a side lateral. Try to keep going. You can't. Now, relax the traps. They go up. So if you keep your traps flared and you go out, you can't go any farther than where this is right now. Unless I rotate back, But if I rotate forward, it doesn't happen. So when you're doing side laterals and you're doing, upright rows, things like that, as soon as the as soon as the elbow breaks past the shoulder, you're going to start firing traps. That right there is going to prove it to you. You can feel it. So just remember, anytime you're doing your side laterals, you come up and you're up into here, you're pulling traps. If you want to be able to not activate the traps and be able to do your shoulders, well, that's one way of being able to do it. So if you sit down, we'll go through this on one. I'll kind of run through it a little bit better on another video. But if you sit down and do the flare and then start nailing shoulders, one, you're not going to be able to do nearly as much weight. You will get more of a shoulder burn. But again, hit me down in the comments if you guys want to see a little more detail on that one for doing some shoulder work. Like I said, today I figured traps because, man, do I see a lot of people just doing that front bar and just going to town with that, and the traps not growing. It's like, man, I've done these for years. I just can't grow my traps. You're just not hitting them the right way. So let's hit another set. All right, start at the left, and we'll go to the right. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. Whoop! Haha! Oh, there's a squat right there. Woo! Oh yeah. You feeling it over there? Yeah. Oh. Oh man, you guys can't see it, but Jen's down here working. She's doing triceps today. Getting it done. Late day of work for both of us. And if it's a late day for you, you guys got to get down here. Well, not here, because basement's only so big. But don't let it be an excuse. Oh man, I had to work 9-10 hours. She's down here, I'm down here, you could be down here too. You guys can get that job done. So what we both decided to do was, still get in a good amount of work, but maybe not go as nutty on like the super heavy stuff. Like my overheads, I didn't go crazy today. Just because I know I got a long work week ahead of me, and I want to make sure I'm durable for the rest of the week. Same thing for her. So, green light. We always talk about, get the green light from the body. Let your body tell you, what it wants to do. Don't try to make it happen. Work together. Communication is key to any relationship. And it is just as important to you and yourself. So listen to that body. It's always talking to you. Oh. Oh yeah, we got one more to go. 4 sets of this lovely, lovely stuff. And hopefully you guys dig this. Again, on that lean, it'll take a little bit to get used to doing it. A lot of times what I always noticed when I would start showing people that they had more of a tendency to lean forward, and they would let the shoulder kind of round forward and they would start pulling forward. So you're pulling from the side, and by the time they get done, you know, it's way forward and they're starting to do this type of stuff. And just remember to roll that shoulder back. If you're familiar with doing inclined dumbbells, where you really pull those elbows back, think of the same thing. You're pulling that elbow back so the trap's already kind of in its position, and then you're just nailing it from there, okay? And remember, head tip. So when you tip that head or tilt that head, you feel that good stretch right here, and you're getting as full stretch as you can and getting it all the way up right there. We're not here, we're back here, all the way up as you can. And wrap around, you'll feel where the meat and potatoes are. Put the focus right there. Think of like laser beam, pinpoint focus right there. That's where you want it, okay? So we got another one to do. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Whew, that was a little sloppy on the end. All right. And like I said, play with your grip on this. Start close, slowly work your way out. If you feel anything in the wrist, like you're coming up and you're feeling like it's binding a little bit, or what we call an impingement, start opening your hands up. You might be jamming your wrist. If you go too close, you start getting the sideways movement, you'll start really hurting those wrists. So try to come out maybe shoulder width to start, maybe go in and go out from there. Like I said, if you go in too close, you're gonna start jamming your wrists, and the movement's just gonna hurt. So maybe at a shoulder width would be a good starting position, I would say. And if you want to move in from there, you can move in from there. All right. Woo! All right, man. Well, hope you guys dug it. Why don't you give this a try? It's not too long. I mean, you're looking at, probably 15-ish minutes. You know, to be able to run through it. You know, maybe a little longer if you want to give yourself a little bit more rest time. Whew! But again, then from here, there's some more. There's skiers. There's some cable work that we can do that'll also, you know, get the traps to pop a little bit. So hopefully you guys like this. Hey, please like, subscribe. We're trying to build that channel up so I can give out more information, and we can keep doing this. And just like I said, from helping out beginners who just want to know how to start adding on muscles to people who have been doing it for a really long time and just having problems. Like I said, this is Strength Family. We're all about fitness in every aspect and just trying to help each other out to become bigger and a better version of yourself. So I'm glad you guys checked out the video. More to come. Hope to see you at the next one.